Hi guys, so in this video we'll go over why premium and discount is pretty important, and we'll go over a trade that I took on Monday and I'll discuss it. So starting on the weekly, we had this weekly fair value gap right there that we were getting into on Monday. So that was one of the draws on liquidity that I was targeting, and same for this daily fair value gap as well. This one is the Monday candle, so we never really ended up going all the way up until the daily fair value gap, and I don't know if we got to the weekly one. Yeah, we never ended up tapping the weekly as well, but as you guys can see on yesterday and today we tapped it. So that was the draw on liquidity, so I was bearish on Monday. Now going on to the 4 hour, another reason why I was bearish was because the 4 hour we have bearish order flow. So we've got this break of structure here, we've got this 4 hour fair value gap here that we tapped into on the 1 hour as well. So we swept that liquidity, tapping into the 4 hour, and then on 1 hour we just continuously made 1 hour fair value gaps here and here. Yeah, so this is the Asian session on Monday, so I would definitely not be expecting it to go all the way up there, but it was also a no news Monday. So when we go into that fair value gap there, we created a 5-minute fair value gap as well. So after the 5-minute fair value gap was created, it was a pretty massive one, so I waited for it to retrace into the equilibrium of this range, then I entered there. And this stops might be a bit inaccurate because I think I entered once and I entered again here when there was a 1 minute break of structure or something. So yeah, it was something like this, and this was the trade. But as you guys can see, it didn't end up playing out at all, and the 1 hour fair value gap here ended up getting pushed through. What happened was, as you guys can see here for this trade, it was in New York session, so we tapped into this 1 hour fair value gap here. The first time it was because I thought we already tapped into this fair value gap. As you guys can see with this candle, we already tapped into it, but then we ended up tapping into it again here and swept out into more of the imbalance. So there we swept some liquidity, and then in New York session we actually got that trade playing out properly there with that fair value gap. And the reason why I didn't get this was because I was a bit busy that day, so I didn't end up catching this New York trade, but that could have been a trade as well. Yeah, so basically the reason why I think it didn't really work out was because of premium and discount. So this fair value gap is actually not as strong as this one because it was a fair value gap that is in discount, and we're on a downward range, so we would want it to be in premium if we want to short. So this 1 hour fair value gap was fully in discount and not in premium at all, so it would be better if it was in premium so that we can short it. Sometimes though it does work if it's in discount, and usually it's when it's in New York session or when there's some sort of liquidity here to be swept getting into this, or if it's pretty high volume, then usually it's fine if it's from a discount. But on Monday, when there was no news, where it was kind of like ranging, it's not too much volume and not too much volatility, it's better to short from a premium. And as you guys can see here as well, when I shorted it, there was not really any higher time frame, or there was not really any liquidity sweeps. It was just mainly tapping into the 1 hour fair value gap. So that was probably why. But again, this trade was not really a loss. But this trade was not really something where I just completely not followed my rules. It was still part of my rules, and it was just part of the process. I wouldn't say this was considered a horrible trade, but maybe I should have entered this trade with lesser size, given that it is a Monday London session and given that we do have less volume. And yeah, so that's something that I will keep in mind from now on.